Hello, listener. Dadile is my name. I'm the president and CEO of Perfection Real Estate Group, a one-stop real estate consortium on a rescue mission to make home ownership and participation in the real estate sector more accessible to Nigerians. I'm here to present to you on a topic that says you no longer have an excuse not to become a home owner. You no longer have an excuse not to become a home owner. This is based on a product of ours. It is known as exceptional home offers. Exceptional home offers, which is aimed at making it as easy as possible for you to become a home owner. Our exceptional home offers is aimed at making it as easy as possible for you to become a home owner. And of course, in my characteristic manner, I always like to paint a picture of the reason why we create a product by first talking about the problems that lead to the creation of the products. So I would like us to examine, first of all, the housing problem in Nigeria, which is the reason why this product was created in the first place. It is no longer a news that Nigeria has a housing deficit of over 18 million because of past government neglect of the housing sector. And currently, Nigeria needs at least 1 million housing units annually for us to be able to catch up with our housing deficits in the next 20 years. But as I speak to you right now, if we are to put together the government, the private developers, and every other foreign investors in the real estate sector, none of this set of people put together are delivering up to 50,000 housing units annually. That is, put together the government, the private developers, and every other investor in the housing sector. Nobody in Nigeria today, even put together, is delivering up to 50,000 housing units, whereas we need 1 million housing units on annual basis. So how long is it going to take us for us to catch up with the housing deficit when we are not even delivering 5% of the annual requirement for us to catch up in 20 years time? So it means if you don't do anything, then we'll spend almost 100 years trying to still fix our housing deficit, and this ought not to be so. So any form of government intervention, either directly or indirectly, in this housing deficit issue is going to cost government over 100 trillion naira for them to be able to intervene. So, and I always ask the question that a government that budgets a little less than 10 trillion for all the sectors of the economy on an annual basis, how can it address a particular sector, which is the housing sector, that is asking for a whopping 100 trillion naira to fix the problem? So this invariably tells you that government will not be able to address housing issue alone in Nigeria. So, and of course, for us to be able to address the issue, of course, me and you got to think outside the box to see what we can do to be able to address, housing issues in Nigeria. And again, most of the time, I get this question that people ask about why can't private developers deliver affordable housing to Nigerians? Why can't developers in Nigeria deliver affordable housing? I'm going to throw light on some of the reasons why it is pretty difficult for some of us developers to deliver affordable housing according to Nigerian standard. There are regulatory issues. And when I talk about regulatory issues, I'm talking about the side of government in this whole scheme. The issue about access to land is one of the problem. By virtue of law, the governor of every state of Nigeria is supposed to provide land for any form of development. Now, in going about getting access to land from government in terms of titling is cumbersome and a little bit expensive to do. And of course, land being an important component of housing delivery, definitely the high cost of land will affect the cost of housing delivery. Then secondly, the enabling laws are not there. The enabling laws that create a good business environment that will encourage investment, either foreign or local, are not there. So that also is a part of the reasons why it's a little bit difficult for people to come into play in the field of housing. Then there is policy inconsistency on the side of government as well. There are not sustainable policies on the side of government that encourages housing development. A new government will come in today and introduce a new policy, rendering useless the one of its predecessors, and so on and so forth. This and so many other ones I can't begin to analyze because we don't have time. So these are one of the reasons why it's difficult for developers to provide affordable housing in Nigeria. There's also the housing finance issue. That is the finance issue now when it comes to housing delivery. The finance in Nigeria is very expensive. That is, cost of fund is very high, both on the side of the developers and on the side of the home buyers. So the cost of fund is anything between 18 to 25% or more in Nigeria. So you cannot get that amount of money. I mean that is the rate of interest, that much, and expect to deliver cheap housing. So that also is an hindrance to the delivery of affordable housing. Building materials as well are not that cheap to warrant delivery of affordable housing. Private developers are also businessmen like any other person. If you are a businessman and you produce goods or services, you have to put together the costs of putting together the goods or services and put a profit margin before you can fix the price. That's exactly what's happening in the field of real estate and housing as well. Building materials are not that cheap, and they are also important components of housing delivery. The services of experts as well, like the architects, the engineers, the builders, and so on and so forth, sometimes are not very cheap. It doesn't come cheap like that. And these are, by virtue of law, they are very important, in the process of housing delivery. You cannot do without them. And of course, the price you pay for those services is part of also, the reason for, pricing of houses that are not affordable to Nigerians. Then personal ambition. Sometimes, or most times, according to my own experience in dealing with Nigeria when it comes to housing, most Nigerians dream very big when it comes to, having a home of their own. So, but most times the kind of dream we have does not match our pockets. We always dream about our kind of houses that we cannot afford, the kind of home that our pockets cannot, afford for us. So it then invariably means that we are not being realistic with ourselves. So when you dream, it's not a bad thing to dream big, but when you dream realistically, something that your pockets, can easily afford. And that is the kind of house we should dream about. So that is that's so many reasons why, affordable housing is still kind of a mirage in Nigeria. Now, talking about what have we done, what solution have we brought to the table to help us to achieve, making it easy for you to be able to become a homeowner. One of them is the concept of perfection estates. The concept of perfection estates. Perfection estates was conceived in fulfillment of a vision powered by a Perfection Real Estate Group, which is to make home ownership and participation in the real estate sector more accessible to Nigerians. The Perfection Estate idea provides opportunity and a platform to invest in land, building, and home ownership. Perfection estates will be gated estate communities which will comprise of residential, commercial, educational, institutional, sporting, and recreational facilities, as well as excellent security system. What am I talking about when I'm talking about the concept of perfection estates? Now, what we do is to go to strategic locations all over Nigeria and secure landed properties, ensure they are properly titled, remove all the impediments that will ordinarily have stopped you if you have to go on an individual basis. So all this we put together and will remove all the and allow you to come in peace, to come and achieve either securing land, or investing in building, or home ownership. So these are the kind of things that we do to make it possible for you to be able to achieve home ownership. Second solution that I provided is, of course, to come up with housing delivery system that will enable you to be able to achieve it with ease. You know, we came up with some housing delivery system which they refer to as Build Now, except the conventional home delivery system, and then the Perfection Betonic building technology. Now, for Build Now, what are we trying to achieve? We're trying to achieve a situation whereby you can start your building project while still paying for land. So invariably, it becomes easier for you when, as you are building your house or you started your building project, you are also paying for land. It's a different approach when you have to first of all buy land. You have to first of all do a lot of things that will take a while before you can commence to build it. So this affords you, it's a solution that makes it possible for you to achieve, building and paying for land at the same time. We also can do a lot of things for you in terms of providing free building design. Cheaper building materials can be supplied to you. We can also get you trusted and competent, experienced construction workmen. So if you don't have anybody to trust, or you feel that you don't have anybody, please come to us and we'll help you to achieve this with ease. We also have the conventional housing delivery, which means that we will pay for house at your pace. The conventional system is the brick and mortar system of building, whereby we build at your own pace. You understand the issues and the pockets, your pockets, and we'll be able to help you actualize, a home, at your own pace. We understand how it goes when it comes to paying for home. So we help you to achieve that, based on conventional delivery of housing. We also have what we call the Perfection Betonic building technologies. This is introducing technology to housing delivery. Now, what are we been able to do? We want to establish housing like a manufactured product that is being delivered to different sites. So we introduce technology to help to increase supply of housing, because the demand for housing in Nigeria far outweighs the supply. So, and even if we have all the money and we continue to deliver conventionally, then it will also take us a very long time to meet up with the deficit. So therefore, this technology helps us to deliver thousands of housing units within a very short period, thereby increasing the spread of supplies. And the beauty of it is that it is fast to deliver. It is more qualitative. The person that bought a whole mansion and the person that bought a one bedroom have the same level of quality when it comes to this technology. Then apart from that, it is also cheaper, to deliver, and to, of course, it translates to cheaper houses for Nigerians as well. That is part of the solutions that we have come up with. Another solution that we have done is to create standard house types that will be so good for Nigerians, to like. We know the kind of houses that Nigerians like. So we have come up with standard house types that that Nigerians can buy into. We have apartments for those who can afford apartments. We have 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom bungalows. We have duplexes as well, 2, 3, 4-bedroom duplexes that we have designed, and this is their design. This is a 1-bedroom apartment. This is the 3D. Isn't it looking very good? This is exactly what we are going to deliver to you. A 1-bedroom apartment. This is the 2-bedroom apartment, and this is a 3-bedroom apartment. 2-bedroom terrace duplex, 3-bedroom terrace duplex, and 4-bedroom semi-detached duplexes. This is the 2-bedroom terrace bungalows that are already on ground, and 3-bedroom semi-detached bungalows. These are what we have put together, to make it standard for almost all Nigerians to be able to achieve home ownership. Now let me introduce you to our proposed development of 1,000 housing units at Perfection Estates, Phase 1, Osoroko, Ibejuleki in Lagos State. Perfection Estates, Phase 1. We are delivering 1,000 housing units comprising of apartments, bungalows, and duplexes. Perfection Estates is located in Osoroko. You drive from Aja, and when you get to Eleko, you enter the Center filling station, and then you turn into that particular road, Eleko Beach Road. You will see Amen Estates, and you drive further until you get to the junction, and then you turn to your left hand side, and that is when you drive towards the Lekki Free Trade Zone, the Lekki Seaport, the Dangote refineries, and so many other companies that are established in that axis. And of course, 3 minutes after Dangote refinery, we are going to locate Perfection Estates in Osoroko. You're going to get Osoroko, and then of course the Phase 2 is also there. You can drive further down, another 5-7 minutes drive, you get to Perfection Estates Phase 2. The neighborhood attraction, the Lagos Free Trade Zone, Dangote refinery, the Lekki Seaport, the upcoming Lekki Airport, the upcoming Fort Milan Bridge, several other upcoming residential estate projects, and so much more. This goes to establish that we are strategically located. So you don't just choose a site. You look for sites that are very, very strategic, very, very promising, and of course within a very short time your investment in those locations will begin to spring results, 500, 1,000%, even or more. That is the kind of places that we used to choose. This is the site location of Perfection Estate, and the signboard, and you can see the great football legend himself, Mr. Canon Wankwo, asking you to come and join him to own your own home. This is the groundbreaking ceremony by His Royal Majesty the Onileki of Lekki Kingdom himself. That further tells you how close we are to the grassroots, how close we are to the people that influence decision in the community where our assets are located. These are what we look at to give you peace when you are investing in any of protection estates. This is the estate plot layout, well planned, the commercial areas, the recreational areas. There's going to be Kano Sports Center in this estate that will discover talents and expose them to international communities. Now, this is of course the planning and the zoning of the house types. In different locations, there's a location for the 1-bedroom, the apartments, the duplexes, the bungalows, and of course land for people who want to invest in land to build with their own houses. This is well planned and well laid out, for you to come and invest in. The infrastructure development and housing delivery are going on concurrently, at Perfection Estates. You need not wait for the perfect time for you to key into this project. So this is the best time for you to key in. You can see projects going on here and there at Perfection Estates. So you need to come and invest at this point. This is the best time for you to do that. Infrastructure that will come will be delivered along with these houses are completely paved road, 24 power, 24/7 electricity, portable water supply, excellent drainage system, 24/7 security system, fiber optic connection, landscaping, and so on and so forth. These are what should be delivered, along with the housing units. Payment option is another solution that we have made quite easy for you to be able to achieve, your own home. We have outright payments, we have instrumental payments, we have the microfinancing system, which means that we can help you to secure finance, from stage to stage of development and payment, from beginning to completion. That is very possible. You also have leverage system, which means you can use your network to achieve a home for yourself. These are unprecedented, payment system and based on innovations they have brought up to make it easy for people to be able to achieve a home. Then of course we have the mortgage payment system for those who would like to take that route, to help achieve their own home. Other attractions are, of course, our prices are from as low as 5.9 million. These are equivalent of houses that you buy around 9 million in other estates. So 5.9 million is the beginning of our prices. Then of course we have an automatic 5-year payment plan, which means that immediately we declare interest in any of our housing units, it comes automatically with a 5-year payment plan. It's a different thing if you choose to pay earlier than usual. That is not the problem. You also get great discounts up to 10% if you are doing outright payments. Then apart from that, you get allocation immediately you reach the 30% mark. Either you make a one-off 30% payment, or you did accumulated payment pattern within a 12-month period. Once you reach the 30% mark, we do a physical allocation of your units to you, so you will know where you are going to be located. Immediately you reach that mark. In every unit as well, we are going to install a free alkaline water treatment machine in every unit. This is about your health. And alkaline water makes your health perfect. So we have decided that we are going to install a free alkaline water machine in every unit, of these houses that will be delivered all over Perfection Estate anywhere in Nigeria. And then apart from that, we also don't pray that you will start the journey towards your own ownership and you will not be able to complete. But it's not out of place that some people will start the journey and not be able to accomplish or continue to pay. So the standard practice is that, of course, your money is refunded and of course admin charges deducted. But in our own case, we will not do that to you. We will actually refund you at a profit. That is, if the time of your entry and the time of your exit, the investment has appreciated, the prices have increased, of course, we are going to get, the difference, the profit margin and the difference between when your entry and your exit. These are the kind of innovations that have brought into, these things that makes it, very fantastic. Of course, we have, from time to time we do all expense paid holidays for our home subscribers. We do valuable gifts. Sometimes we give free landed properties and so on and so forth. These are things, to make life easy and to make life worth it for us. So these are other attractions, that we have got into, these things. Then of course we have some upcoming housing project locations as well. Of course, our project is a national project, but we are starting from a point, which is Lagos State. We have Professional Estate Festac, which are delivering, 60 housing units. Of course, it's going to be 600 in all, but the first phase is 60 units, which is going to start any moment from now. We have Perfection Residences in Obanikoro in Lagos State, off Ikorodu Road, Lagos State, 156 units, that is coming up. Also have Perfection Estate in the Ikorodu, where we're going to deliver over 500 units of housing. So these are, the project that is coming up, immediately, after now. And of course, like I said, we're going to be seeing this, in one way or another all over the nation. And of course, you may like to invest, but sometimes you may like to want to invest, in these projects so that you can own some units for rental income. You can invest in them for rental income. Definitely, you are welcome. If you want to invest in having some blocks of flats, you are welcome. We allow it because it's all about investing, and of course, and returns on your investments. And the reasons why you need to invest, of course, housing is in demand every time. So you can invest in housing because of the demand. Passive income from rents, definitely you can achieve. Capital appreciation of your investment, I can bet you that within a very short period, all our locations, check out all locations where professional estates are located. They are all strategic. They are all going to be titled. We are going to remove all impediments. So the rate of appreciation of your investment is very, very fast. You have certainty of return on investment. If you invest in housing, definitely your return is certain. Compared to every other investment. Then at the macro level, housing is a means to create employment, increase productivity, raise standard of living, alleviate poverty, and general economic prosperity among the populace. This is because housing delivery, employs virtually every cadre of society. Skilled labor, semi-skilled labor, and even unskilled labor. They all benefit from housing delivery. Then, of course, housing is a means to develop a strong national economy and to contribute greatly to the GDP because of its tremendous multiplier effects on the economy in general. And these are the reasons why you should invest, in housing. I hope I've been able to open your eyes into the reason why you no longer have an excuse not to become a home owner. I say this because in every bit of it, we know that your need for a home is in our hearts. Thank you very much for listening. Bye bye.